In the winter of 1943, a widow in Cologne kept her ration book folded inside her Bible, because it was the only thing left in the house worth protecting. She traded her husband's old boots for half a kilo of turnips and made them last 9 days. In a different kitchen, in Dresden, a retired schoolteacher spent what little chicory and barley she had left to brew something that tasted almost like coffee, without a single coffee bean in the house. That's what dinner looked like in Nazi Germany when a stamped ration card decided whether your family ate that week. And it's what this video is about. 10 meals German civilians actually cooked to survive strict wartime rationing, most of them forgotten now by everyone except the people who lived through them. Here they are, counting down from 10. 10. Eintopf stretched with turnips. This is the widow's meal from Cologne: cabbage, potatoes, turnips, a little barley. Whatever meat scrap the ration card allowed that week, all going into one pot with water and hours of low heat until the vegetables soften and the broth turns cloudy and full. It smells like a house that's still standing. Earthy, a little sweet from the turnip, steam fogging the window glass. Families in the Ruhr Valley made this 3-4 nights a week by 1942, when meat cost more ration points than most households had left by Thursday. This wasn't a recipe. It was arithmetic, boiled down until it fed everyone at the table. 9. Ration card black bread. Rye flour, water, a little salt, sometimes sawdust or potato starch mixed in when the mills ran short. You knead it plain, let it sit, and bake it low and slow until the crust goes dark and hard. It's dense in the hand, sour on the tongue, the kind of bread that fills you up on half a slice. Bakeries in Hamburg weighed each loaf against the ration stamp, and a family's whole week could hinge on how thick that loaf came out. People saved the heel of it for last, because it was the part that lasted longest in the mouth. That bread wasn't food. It was a promise that tomorrow was accounted for too. 8. Boiled potatoes with thin gravy. Potatoes, a spoon of flour, a little fat if there was any. Water, salt. Boil the potatoes whole, skin and all, and make the gravy separate. Flour, browned in fat, thinned out until it barely coats the potato instead of drowning it. It tastes like nothing fancy ever tried to be. Warm and plain and exactly enough. In villages outside Munich, this was dinner 4 nights running some weeks because potatoes weren't rationed the way meat was, and a grandmother could feed 6 people off a sack that cost her almost nothing, but her own patience peeling it. There's a kind of dignity in a meal that asks so little and still shows up every night. 7. Ersatz, coffee from roasted barley. By 1940, real coffee had vanished from German shelves entirely, and this is what a retired schoolteacher in Dresden brewed instead. Barley, sometimes chicory root, or acorns, roasted dark and ground fine, toasted in a dry pan until it smokes just slightly, then brewed like real coffee even though it never quite becomes real coffee. It's bitter and smoky, more like burnt toast in a cup than anything from a bean. Office workers in Berlin drank this every morning starting that year, and some kept drinking it out of habit for years after the war ended. The taste was never the point, the ritual was. 5 minutes at the stove that still belonged to you. 6. Powdered egg substitute. Dried egg powder, water, whatever fat was on hand. Salt, whisked smooth and cooked low in a pan, stirring the whole time so it doesn't turn rubbery. It comes out pale and a little strange, but it scrambles, it fills a plate, it looks enough like breakfast to matter. Mothers in Frankfurt used it to stretch a single, real egg across an entire family, cracking that one egg into the powder so everyone got a taste of the real thing. It was a small deception, kind and necessary, the kind only love bothers to perform. 5. Cabbage soup with bacon rind. Cabbage, onion if you had it, a strip of bacon rind for flavor, water, salt. Simmer the rind first to pull out whatever fat clings to it. Then add the cabbage and let it break down until the whole pot smells like something's actually cooking, the broth carrying just enough smoke to make you forget there's no real meat in the bowl. In Leipzig tenements, one rind could season a pot 3 separate times before a family finally let it go, because nothing was wasted, when nothing could be. That rind, boiled 3 times over, was still doing its job on the 3rd night. and there's something almost stubborn and proud in that. 4. Boiled Swede mash. This is the vegetable a mother in Leipzig stretched 40 pfennig around for an entire week of dinners. Rutabaga, one most people wouldn't recognize on sight today. Peel it, cube it, boil it until a fork slides through with no resistance, then mash it rough. Skins and all sometimes, because nothing got thrown out. It tastes earthy and a little bitter, warm in a way that has nothing to do with spice. The winter of 1917 and again the winter of 1944 both got called the turnip winter in parts of Germany, because Swede mash was sometimes the only thing standing between a family and an empty table. People who lived through it wouldn't touch the vegetable again for decades, but at the time, it kept them upright. 3. Margarine ration on dark bread. Bread, a scrape of margarine, nothing else. Spread thin. Thinner than you'd think, because the ration was measured in grams, not tablespoons, and it had to cover a whole week. It tastes mostly like bread, with just a whisper of fat riding along the crust. Children in Stuttgart learned to eat it slow, nibbling the edges first, saving the margarine-heavy center for last. A whole childhood memory, built around a smear of fat the width of 2 fingers. That's not deprivation, people forget. That's a lesson in patience they carry for the rest of their lives. 2. Watery pea soup. Dried split peas, water, salt, a bone if one was in the house. Soak the peas overnight, then simmer them for hours until they mostly dissolve into the water around them. Thin instead of thick, because there weren't enough peas to make it any other way. It tastes mild, almost sweet, the kind of warmth that asks nothing of you. Farm families outside Hanover ate this through entire winters, ladling it thin on purpose, so the pot would stretch 2 extra days. Thin soup was still soup. It still meant someone sat down at the end of the day and was fed. 1. Dried fruit compote. By the time most families reached the end of what little they had left, this is what they saved it for. Dried apples, pears, sometimes plums, water, a little sugar if it could be spared, simmered slow until the fruit plumps back up, and the water around it turns thick and faintly sweet. It tastes like a memory of summer, warm and soft, the closest thing to dessert most households saw in a month. Grandmothers saved this for birthdays and Christmas, doling it out in small, careful bowls so it would stretch across every child at the table. It wasn't about the fruit, it was about proving, once in a while, that softness still existed. Pick one of these and make it this week. Sit at the table, not the couch. Set a place, even if it's just for you. Eat it slow, the way it was meant to be eaten. Tell me in the comments, which would you try first, the Swede mash or the pea soup?